Hello, hello. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Maria. Today I am going to talk to you about the avoidance of the feminine. I think that a lot of conversations and assumptions are around our inner masculine's avoidance of showing up for the feminine, almost as if there's like a sense of abandonment between the masculine's actions and the feminine's needs and desires. And as a reminder, I am speaking from a place where both masculine and feminine, yin and yang, light and dark, all these duality, like polarity energies live within ourselves. And the whole point of that is because we want to understand oneness. We want to understand that there is no separation. So the best way for us to do that is to tune inward and understand the polarities within ourselves. And so today we want to talk about how the feminine has this actually underlying avoidance of receiving the masculine. And what does that mean? And what does that look like? So when I talk about the avoidance of the feminine, I'm talking about her ability to actually receive him, because I think that what we don't always understand is the masculine just isn't a presence that stands there witnessing the feminine unfold her life. The masculine is a needed aspect of ourselves that has the ability to communicate where we are meant to go. It leads us to where we want to be and the desires that we have. And it doesn't always come across very loud, and it doesn't always come across very controlling or abrupt. And I think that the feminine in her free-spirited, fiery state doesn't always understand that she might not actually be making room for him to actually communicate to her. And so our inner masculine, yes, has to build the confidence, has to come out of the shame cycle a bit, also has to understand that he is a requirement in the sense of the life that we want to live, or the life that this union is meant to live in ourselves. And so the masculine's job is to actually be able to say, hey, this is where we should be putting our energy. Hey, this is the boundary that we have here because we don't want to invest in things that aren't meant for us. Hey, this is where we should be going, or you got to trust me. This is the next action to take. And when the feminine questions that ability of the masculine to actually intuitively know, and questions the actions and the instructions, I guess, that he is providing, then she has this way of being able to invalidate the masculine's knowing, invalidate that, if what you were saying was true, then I would be already living da 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 da. The other part of this that I think that a lot of people need to keep in mind is that your feminine essence has this sometimes passionate way of going through life. And when she's filling that space, when she is constantly seeking to fill the space or the void with something without actually tuning into the masculine's going to automatically retreat because he doesn't chase. He shows up and he is very present, but he doesn't chase. And so what the feminine needs to remember is in the moments where she is trying to create from this place of like, I am free, I am expressive, I am just trying to live my life. Yes, those are all valid aspects. But if the feminine can't learn how to be emotionally in tune and vulnerable and open to receiving the masculine just as much as the masculine is open to receiving her, then there is no attunement. There is no room for him to be received. There is no room for him to be able to show up and be received for the divine wisdom that he holds. And so the feminine becomes this hyper independent being and energy that is looking to use her self-expression and her fiery passion as a way of being like, this is who I am. This is the life I'm living. Are you going to join me or are you not? And the answer to that is the masculine says, I want to join you, but I can't because in that energy, you aren't receiving me. In that energy, there is no room for me because the feminine is taking on this approach that she knows everything, that the way that she is expressing life, the way that she is creating her life is the only way to do it, is the only way that it can be. She wants what she wants, she's going to get it. The trick there is our inner feminine has to come back and realize that there needs to be emotional availability on either side. There needs to be a way that the feminine can open up to receiving the masculine emotionally, intellectually, spiritually, intuitively, so that she can also be receptive to where she is meant to go. Because all of that passion and creation and expression will have nowhere to go if she's not able to integrate the voice of that masculine energy. So for me, what that looks like is I kind of talked about it briefly in other videos, but really it's about my inner feminine thinking that, I can go on with life and whoever is meant to be with me will be there. And I'm just going to do what I need to do. I'm going to say what I need to say or express what I need to express. And my inner masculine was very supportive of that, but he's like, I can't come with you then. Like, that's just not congruent with what we've said we want in the sense of how we work together. Because if you're not going to be open to receiving me and embracing the energy that I bring and the wisdom that I bring, then you're essentially abandoning me just as much as I have abandoned you. But it just looks different because it doesn't look like she's abandoning him. She's just not receiving his communication. So it becomes this energy of like being silenced, which then he has no room to actually show up. I think that's it for today. I thought this was going to be a bit of a longer video, but I think that actually gets the message across just as I intended. If you have any questions, please feel free to comment them below. I'll happily make a video on anything that you guys request or have questions on in this realm of thought or philosophy and spirituality and just understanding oneness and union and how do we understand this within ourselves and how does this then reflect back into our relationships? Because I know for myself, my relationship with my feminine has been directly reflected in every feminine that I've come across, and my masculine gets deeply reflected in every masculine I come across. And then I can understand myself and the polarities that I hold inside myself very abruptly, which is like terrifying, but also beautiful at the same time. And then there's certain individuals that are just hold the same vibrational frequency of both. And it becomes a really interesting experience of like awakening and understanding oneness and the illusion of separateness, and that love cannot cease to exist because it is sitting right inside of you. I would appreciate if you'd give the video a thumbs up and a subscribe to the channel. I am excited to make my next video. I don't know what it's going to be yet, so please let me know if you have anything. If you'd like to work together or connect with me, I'll leave links below to my past videos, as well as my website where you can book any sessions with me. I will talk to you all soon. Sending my love. Take care.